Good afternoon, Pilipinas. It's 4:30 p.m. and we welcome you back to RBS News continuing coverage of Halalan 2025. We're now in the final stretch of voting with just a few hours left before precincts close. Voter turnout is building and the pressure is on as Filipinos make their votes heard across the nation. From tight local races to national showdowns, the stakes have never been higher. The decisions made today will shape the next chapter of our country. Stay with us as we bring you live reports, expert insights, and key developments from across the Philippines. This is Vote 2025.
Walang iwanan bilang bawat isa. Ang bagan na to na paninindigan, lahat ng banig sa katotohanan, sa katotohanan.
Huwag nang malihis sa pagtatalo, huwag nang mag-abang na itulak tayo. Tayo magtutuloy ng pagbabago. Tayo na, tayo na. Wala na iba. Tayo na, kita na, ikaw na.
Saan ang kailan at kung paano tayo'y magbabantay ng pagbabago. Saan ang kailan at kung paano tayo'y magbabantay ng pagbabago.
Good afternoon once again. As we approach the final hours of voting, here's the latest on the 2025 midterm elections. Senatorial bet Amiral Lidasan fails to vote due to missing names in voter list. According to ABS-CBN News, the Makabayan senatorial candidate on Monday urged Commission on Elections to explain why her own name was missing from the voters list at her designated precinct, preventing her from voting. Nakakabahala ito pangyayari sa lugar namin, dapat ay makapagliwanag agad ang COMELEC. Ang boto ko at bawat boto ng mamayang Pilipino ay dapat na protektado at pinahalagan, said Lindasan on a Facebook post. Lindasan said she is a registered voter at Matanog Central Elementary School in Barangay Mugasan Norte, Matanog, Maguindanao del Norte, where she also voted during 2022 elections. However, she failed to find her name when she arrived the area. There were also other voters in the area who reportedly have the same problem. Lidasan and Makabayan Block are already investigating the matter. An altercation broke out earlier at clusters 6 and 7 of the Balangansan Central Elementary School in Zamboanga del Sur, as people rushed to vote ahead of one another, according to an article from Rappler. To curb further incidents, electoral board members began standing near doorways and monitoring voters to ensure proper line formation. Meanwhile, with limited ACMs in Manila, some priority voters rely on workers for ballots processing. According to an article from Rappler, At Bacood Elementary School in Manila, senior citizens, persons with disabilities, and pregnant voters have to rely on election workers for their ballots to be processed. There's a designated priority polling place on the ground floor, but poll watcher Normia Garma said that automated counting machines or ACMs are only available in the second and third floors. As a result, priority voters must authorize election workers to retrieve their ballots and bring them upstairs for processing, preventing voters from viewing their ballot receipts. School Principal Irene Narca Reyes explains that ACMs are only assigned for specific barangays and precincts, excluding the shared area for all priority workers. The Department of Education supervising officer assured voters that ballots are secured and placed in large envelopes. If priority voters can go upstairs, they are assisted by PPP support staff in the area. Meanwhile, one man was killed and another injured in a suspected cases of election-related violence in Zamboanga del Sur. An armed group allegedly harassed a rival political group on the election day, May 12, in Purok 3, Barangay Guincolay, Dina, Zamboanga del Sur. The Zamboanga del Sur police said they responded to a report of an alleged harassment past midnight and found the victims in the area. A man known as Samsudin, 25, was severely injured while his driver was slightly wounded. Samsudin was taken to the Mendero Hospital in Pagadian City, Zamboanga del Sur, where he later expired. Authorities found 2 abandoned pickups in the area together with 19 cartridge casings of 5.6mm, 7 cartridges of .45 caliber, an assault rifle, a sling bag containing cash amounting to 12,600, and a sample ballot. The Commission on Elections, or COMELEC, has removed the 2 poll watchers in Abra after a viral video showed them shading ballots for senior citizens. The incident, which took place on election day, is now the subject of formal charges. The video, posted by netizen Joy Bermos, has amassed 20 million views. It shows 2 poll watchers filling out ballots for 2 elderly women, with sample ballots visible at the scene. In an ambush interview, COMELEC Chair George Erwin Garcia said the poll watchers had been sacked. They have no right to become assisters in the prison. Garcia said in Filipino, only relatives or electoral board members are permitted to help senior citizens cast their votes, the COMELEC chair said. Shading ballots for others inside a polling precinct on election day counts an election offense. Polling authorities who allow the poll watchers to assist the elderly may also face consequences. Garcia said, poll watchers are tapped to observe the electoral process on behalf of a candidate or political party. Their role is to help maintain the integrity of elections by ensuring compliance with electoral rules. Meanwhile, long queues of voters hounded the conduct of the election in Bohol province amid the early start of the polls. According to the Philippine Daily Inquirer, it took more than 2 hours for lawyer Lord Maparo IV before he could cast his vote at the Tagbilaran City Central School on Monday, an hour longer than his waiting time during the 2022 elections. Unlike in 2022, it took longer each time around, he said. The Inquirer observed that it took about 2 to 4 hours for voters to finally enter the polling precincts so they could cast their votes. Marapao said the Commission on Elections should have allowed regular voters from 5 a.m. to 7 a.m., a period designated for senior citizens, PWDs, and pregnant women. I guess we should allow everybody to vote early, he said. While at the Buoy Elementary School in Tagbilaran, the voters, both the priority and the regular sectors, flocked to the polling precincts before 5 a.m. A heat argument erupted in a waiting area when the senior citizens argued no regular voters should be inside the area or through the designated window for priority voters. A regular voter shouted back when he arrived at 5 a.m., when there were no priority voters, so he took a seat at the waiting area. We'll take a quick break. Stay with us. More updates when we return here on Vote 2025.
Kailangan kung paano tayo magbabantay ng pagbabago.
Yes. So, D5. Several reports of missing voter names and technical glitches involving vote counting machines were recorded in several precincts across Cagayan Valley during Monday's elections. Despite these issues, authorities described the conduct of the polls as relatively peaceful and orderly. We recorded no violent incidents in this region, said Police Brigadier General Antonio Maralag Jr., Police Director for Cagayan Valley. He added, most voters choose to vote early. The Commission on Elections or Comelec Regional Office projected a voter turnout of 65 to 70% from the 2 p.m. to prepare in case of malfunction. The remains in most polling centers as of this writing to safeguard voter health, especially in the summer heat. Medical turns were stationed at various precincts to assist individuals who might suffer from hypertension or other health concerns. Minor violations were observed in Cauayan City and San Mateo, where children were seen disturbing sample ballots and campaign materials within the 50-meter election buffer zone. While in Laguna, long lines greeted voters on the morning of Monday, May 12, at San Lucas Uno Elementary School in San Pablo, Laguna. Some residents waited more than an hour to cast their ballots due to a machine that repeatedly rejected them. Gubernatorial candidate Sol Aragones also voted at the same school. While her precinct did not experience technical issues, she still had to queue for nearly 2 hours because of the heavy turnout in the morning. Meanwhile, here's an update on some of the candidates who were able to vote already. Former Senator Francis Kiko Pangilinan, accompanied by his wife Sharon Cuneta, is at Inchican Elementary School in Silang, Cavite to cast his vote. While Naga mayoral candidate former Vice President Lenin Robredo cast her vote at the Naga City Science High School. According to the pre-election surveys, she is expected to win by a landslide in her hometown. Re-electionist Manila Mayor Honey Lacuna has cast her vote at the Ligarda Elementary School at around 9 a.m., while Shell Jokno, first nominee of Akbayan Party List, cast his votes at the San Juan National High School. An update, meanwhile, on the different precincts. Voters at Bacood Elementary School in Santa Mesa, Manila, braved the heat on Monday, May 12, to cast their votes. Some struggled to locate their names on the voters list, while a few mothers are seen breastfeeding their children at the entrance of the school building. School Principal Irene Perez said breastfeeding mothers may be accompanied in the school clinic. Comelec also advises voters to avoid bringing children to polling precincts unless necessary. Heavy rains hit Almanza Elementary School in Las Piñas City on Monday, May 12. People with no umbrellas who have cast their votes remain in the school to wait out the rain, while voters at EM's Barrio Elementary School in Legazpi City are still in long lines waiting to cast her votes. Some residents reportedly lined up as early as 6 a.m. on Monday, May 12, but encountered delays due to malfunctioning automated counting machines. While in entertainment, Kapuso actor Khalil Ramos said his party-list vote was invalidated due to overvoted. He did not attend. In a post on Instagram, Ramos said the mark spilled over to the next page of his ballot because of the ink he placed on his ballot. I pressed a bit too hard on the first page and it left marks on the back, right where the party list section was. Sadly, my party list vote was invalidated due to overvoting. Don't make the same mistake, he said. Stay tuned, we got more election coverage coming right up. This is Vote 2025.
Sa bawat kilos, makakalampag sinag ng umaga, magliliwanag.
Huwag nang mahimbing sa sariling mundo. Huwag nang iwaldas ang pagkakataong ito. Ako, ikaw, ako nito. Tayo na, tayo na. Tayo na.
Welcome back to Vote 2025. On other updates, House Speaker Martin Romualdez, a cousin and ally of President Bongbong Marcos, registered his vote at the VNG de la Cruz Memorial Elementary School in Tacloban City. Romualdez and the lower chamber impeached Vice President Sara Duterte in December 2024, designated as legislative prosecutors for her trial at the Senate in the coming months. The 2025 midterm elections proves to be a critical contest between the feuding families of the Marcoses and the Dutertes and their respective camps. Senatorial candidate Representative Camille Villar cast her vote for the 2025 midterm elections, waiting for nearly 2 hours in line. Camille Villar arrived at the Las Piñas City National High School at 9:40 a.m. but only got to a vote about 2 hours later. Pero maganda naman, okay naman bumoto dito sa Las Piñas, she said when her asked about her experience. Nagpapasalamat ho tayo, naging maayos naman yung pagboton ko, Villar added. Villar's older brother, Manuel Paulo, also voted alongside the senatorial candidate. It's my time to run for position, so hindi po siya naging madali. Pero papasalamat po talaga ako sa Diyos at papasalamat po ako sa pamilya ko na nabigay sa akin ng lakas na loob. At lalo-lalo na sa lahat ng pagsuporta at tiwala, Representative Villar said. When asked about the support she received from the Administration State Allianza para sa Bagong Pilipinas, Villar said, mapapasalamat po ako sa lahat ng sumuporta sa amin ng eleksyon at na yung kampanya na ito. She said their family would pray for good results and peaceful elections. Kasama ko ang mama po, papa ko, saka pamilya ko, tapos magkitay kayo. Papadasal natin ang maging mapayap at paganda ng results ng election. She said, before she voted, Villar said she was very nervous and excited. Earlier in the day, her parents, Senator Cynthia and former Senate President Manny Villar voted in the same polling center during the early voting hours. Voters at Bacood Elementary School in Santa Mesa, Maynila braved the heat on Monday, May 12 to cast their votes. Some struggled to locate their names on the voters list, while a few mothers are seen breastfeeding their children at the entrance of the school building. School Principal Irene Perez said breastfeeding mothers may be accompanied in the school clinic. COMELEC also advises voters to avoid bringing children to polling places unless necessary. While Pasig City Mayor Vico Soto shows up the indelible ink on his finger after casting his ballot at the Valle Verde 5 clubhouse in Pasig City. He says that if he wins a third term, his objective will be to cement the reforms he started to build on his vision for the city, a Pasig where it's easier to good and harder to be corrupt. In just the first half of the election day, reports of overcrowding, invalid ballots, overvoting, and malfunctioning vote counting machines had already surfaced. The National Citizens Movement for Free Elections and Accredited Citizens arm of the Commission on Elections, or COMELEC, released its preliminary findings in the conduct of the May 12 elections so far. While volunteers reported high voter turnout, they also observed overcrowding, a voter assistance desk, holding areas, and hallways. There was also a lack of chairs for those on the priority lane, senior citizens, pregnant women, and PWDs. In some cases, such as Rizal Elementary School in Taguig City, there was an absence of dedicated priority lane altogether. Mamamayang Liberal Party List First nominee, former Senator Leila De Lima, vote at SMCT-BF in Parañaque. De Lima, a longtime critic of former President Rodrigo Duterte and his brutal drug war, was arrested on trumped-up charges of involvement in the nation's narcotics trade in 2017 under his presidency. After nearly 7 years in detention, De Lima was granted bail in November 2023 before she was acquitted completely in June 2024. Meanwhile, senatorial aspirant and incumbent Makati Mayor Abby Binay voted at the Nemesio Ayabon Elementary School at around 2 p.m. She voted with her husband, Representative Luis Campos, who is hoping to replace his wife as Makati mayor. He is, however, running against his sister-in-law Nancy for the mayoral seat, with reports from G. Mangalos. Several personalities from the sports would cast their vote on Monday, fulfilling their responsibilities as citizens. Filipino weightlifter and Olympic gold medalist Heidelin Diaz participated in the elections as she cast her vote in Rizal Province. Volleyball superstar Eliza Valdez, fresh from watching the UAAP Season 87 Women's Volleyball Finals, Game 1 on Sunday, shared on Instagram a photo of her finger with developable ink, signifying that she has already voted. Your vote is your power. Use it wisely, she said. TNT tropang 5G head coach Chot Reyes did the same thing, posting a snap of his finger with the caption, Don. Boxing legend and Senate candidate Manny Pacquiao has also cast his vote at Kiambas Elementary School in Sarangani. Former professional box basketball player Asi Taolvala proudly announced on Instagram that he had already cast his ballots. Magandang umaga, Mojon, done with voting, Taovala said. Chris Chu, who had just returned to playing hoops, and volleyball star Jovelyn Gonzaga have also exercised their right to vote. Opposite spiker Michelle Gumabao also campaigned for her brother Marco, who is running for congressman of the 4th District of Camarines Sur under the National Unity Party. While in Iloilo, invalid misread ballots in Miagao, Iloilo. Concerns about invalid and misread ballots are reported on Monday morning, May 12, at the Palaka Misilan Prison in Miagao, Iloilo. According to Rappler, from some poll watchers at around 6 a.m., the ballot of a senior citizen was deemed invalid due to smudges on the sheet which prevented the machine from reading it properly. 3 hours later, another voter encountered a machine error. The initial receipt he got showed the votes of the person who voted before him. Eventually, the correct receipt was printed, and in Albay, Aiza Prado, school head of Tagaytay Elementary School in Kamalig, Albay, says the voting process is generally smooth in their precincts despite the minor problems they encountered in the election. 32 automated counting machines which malfunctioned across Central Luzon on Monday morning were immediately replaced by the COMELEC, according to Police Brigadier General Jean Pajardo, Director of the Central Luzon Police. The machine glitches occurred in Pampanga, which is 16, 6 in Bulacan, Tarlac in 4, Zambales in 3, Bataan in 1, and Aurora in 1. Fajardo said during a 2 p.m. media briefing at the Regional Media Action in Camp Olivas, where election developments in the region are being closely monitored. Fajardo also confirmed that authorities are looking into 25 reports of alleged vote buying that surfaced on social media. No arrests, however, have been so far been made. Meanwhile, 33 individuals were arrested for violating the liquor ban. 21 were arrested in Pampanga, 10 in Nueva Ecija, and 2 in Tarlac. In Limay, Bataan, police responded to an incident involving 3 armed men who allegedly entered a village looking for a certain Estrella and her money. One of the suspects was reportedly linked to a political candidate, although further investigation is ongoing. While no major election-related violence has so far been recorded, Fajardo said police across the region have been instructed to maintain a heightened security posture. Over 5,000 police officers were deployed to secure 2,863 polling centers throughout Central Luzon. Fajardo also reported that no untoward incidents have been recorded in the 16 areas of election concern identified within the region. And that has been it for this coverage of Vote 2025. We will be back with more updates later. I am Oski Walden. Have a good evening.
kailangan kung paano tayo magbabantay ng pagbabago.